What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So over the past handful of days, I've been getting a lot of questions regarding additional stimulus and more payments. Now, we do have some reports. These reports are now coming out where there's more $1,000 checks and also $893. That's very specific. I don't want to explain how there's about 1.5 million people that are going to be receiving $893. So one thing I just want to address though before we jump into all this is we do have a massive problem. That problem is from the Federal Reserve. Now, I will explain all this in today's video. All I ask is if you can spend just 2 seconds, go ahead and hit that like button if you enjoy these daily uploads. Now, what is this major problem? Well, this major problem that we are currently going through is the Federal Reserve has no idea what's going to happen. Are we going to see inflation tick down? Are we going to see unemployment go up? Well, we do have the new jobs report that just came out this morning. In this new jobs report, we now know that unemployment is sitting at 3.6%. We now know that the new jobs it came in a little bit weak, so we got a weaker report, but something came in which was higher than expected. The expectation was 0.3. The reality, what actually came through, was 0.4. That is wage gains. This is a problem. This is a major problem because how do we see additional stimulus? Well, we see additional stimulus by seeing the certain states not being able to pay their residents, right? And not the government itself, but certain businesses and places like that. We also see stimulus because the economy's struggling. The economy isn't struggling here. This is a huge problem because now what we see is people are making more money than what they were previously making. The Federal Reserve doesn't want that. The Federal Reserve wants people to make less money, continue to work, right? We still see unemployment come down, but at the same time, people are making a little bit less money, so they can't actually go and help contribute to upward inflation, right? So this is a massive problem, and this is one of the reasons why many economists believe that the Federal Reserve is going to come out in their next meeting and raise rates by possibly 50 basis points. Not 25, 50. Okay? Now, this is also going to cause problems for certain states that right now are not sending out stimulus checks. So states that are sending out stimulus is Colorado, Maine, New Jersey, California is a big one. California is the main one. They're sending out the majority of stimulus at this time. They're the ones that are sending out. There's multiple programs sending out $1,000 or more. Okay, there's some programs out there that are sending you $1,000 per month in the state of California. Yeah. So here's what is happening at this time, and this actually just came out over the last few days. At this time, many states are now reconsidering their investments back into their communities. Because why would a state help contribute to higher inflation if they don't have to? Why would they do this? Why would they push more stimulus, push more tax rebates and other credits if it's only going to lead to further inflation? They're not going to do that. They don't want to do that. That's the major problem. So the reason why I'm bringing all this up is because right now there's so many people still asking for additional stimulus. They're struggling. I met a guy just the other day. He was working, he was a sanitation worker, and he was just irate at his boss. And he was so upset because he was negative. He had no money in his bank account. He was negative. And his boss wouldn't pay him. Okay? His boss wouldn't pay him because he said he kept coming in late. So, and again, this is happening all over the country. People are losing their jobs. That's why unemployment is going up a little bit, but we are getting more people coming back to the workforce, right? Which is contributing to higher unemployment. Also, if we see additional stimulus payments, we can't afford additional inflation. Right now we're sitting at 4%. Well, what happens when it goes to 4.5%, 5%? It ticks back up. Major concern. So, what is some additional stimulus that we are potentially going to get? Well, the first one, this is the $893. It's not $893 per month. It's just $893 flat. This is actually the average amount the IRS still owes about 1.5 million people. And the IRS said just the other day that you have until July 17th to in order to claim these tax refunds. This is from your 2019 tax return. Okay, so if you've yet to do so, make sure you go and do that, because again, you have until July 17th. As far as the $1,000 payments from California, they're almost all from California. The reason why California is so big on sending additional stimulus, and they're not calling it all stimulus, but the reason why they're sending this all is because they know their residents could absolutely use it. They're seeing a surge in homelessness. They're seeing a surge in evictions, right? People are struggling to pay their utility bills, just pay for food, right? Food banks are going dry. I got a comment from somebody the other day that said that they went to the food bank about 9:30, I think, in the morning. I think it was 9:30. And the food bank was already out of food. They said, come back tomorrow. That's what they said. So stimulus payments are out there, okay? But there's a new problem. And right now, the Fed's worry is that, and again, the biggest worry that the Federal Reserve has is wages. And wages are going to dictate whether or not we see any additional stimulus. And that comes not just from the state level, that comes from the federal level as well. Because get this, if your state or your county is struggling, then yes, the county or the state is likely to provide additional stimulus payments. Maybe not a stimulus check, maybe some type of gas rebate, right? A property tax rebate, where if you are contributing to the growth of the economy and the stabilization of the economy, then yes, you will get a rebate. But that's it. It's just a rebate, not an actual stimulus check. So, where do we go from here? Well, what I can tell you is that the jobs report that came out this morning, it's interesting because, number one, we're seeing unemployment go up. Number two, we're actually seeing the amount of jobs the new jobs are coming in weaker than expected. But number three, and this is the big one, wages are increasing. If the Federal Reserve had everything exactly the way they wanted it, it would have been unemployment goes up. We see the amount of people working goes up, right? More jobs, but the wages come down. That's what we were expecting. That's what the Fed was hoping for. So, the last thing I just want to say, when it comes to stimulus, there's a lot of people out there that are saying that they're getting emails, they're getting letters, they're getting phone calls where people are saying that, hey, there's a stimulus check waiting, has your name on it, but we have to put in the request. It's a by request only. Here's my advice to you. A state, a county, or the federal government is not going to beg you to take money. They're going to put it out there, and you would have to go to their specific website to request it. Chances are it's going to be the IRS website. Because of that, don't fall for a phone call scam. Don't fall for an email scam. Okay? Don't fall for a letter. If you get a letter, you can report it to, I believe you can report it to the police. Okay? Don't quote me on that. If you get an email, again, it's just a scam. Okay? Mark it as spam. Get rid of it. If you get a phone call, again, you can report that to the police as well, I believe, and just so that people know that it's there, just so people understand that it's there. It's something that they need to be well aware of, because again, nobody wants to fall for that scam. So that's what I got for you guys today. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, do me a favor, go ahead, hit that like button. It really does help out the channel. Again, I'm spending a little more time doing these videos. Well, same amount of time, but I'm doing them while I'm in a parking garage underneath the hotel. So I'll be back in my regular studio here pretty soon. But for the time being, again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing. I will see you guys on the next one.